There's a lot of laws in the universe, right? Yeah. Lots of laws in the universe. And one of the ones that's always fascinated me the most is the law of opportunity. I just think it's very fascinating. What I found out years ago and over the years from studying, success gurus and whatnot, is that there's this universal law that if you get clear about what it is you want to go after, and especially if it's based on your passions and your talents, that when you write it down in a goal, what it does is it creates opportunities. By writing it down in the form of a vision or a goal, it creates opportunities. Suddenly people come into your life, things open up, paths of opportunities become obvious. I also found out from studying over the years that there's another level in that opportunity. If you really want to take opening up opportunities to the second level, don't just write it down somewhere and get it tucked away. Write it down and pin it up on a refrigerator, on a board, so that you can see it every so often. And that helps create more opportunities. If you want to go to the third level of opportunity, then what you want to do is you want to start blabbing it off to everybody. Don't just write it down and put it up somewhere, but just tell everybody what you're up to in the world and watch things happen. I did that when I decided to pursue my speaking career. I started just blabbing it off. I'm going to become a professional speaker. And bang! Right away, I was sitting with some friends, dinner time, Saturday night. I knew everybody at the table except for this guy sitting right next to me. Well, he knew everybody too. We had mutual friends. We get to talking. I thought he was pretty interesting. So I said to him, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm a motivational, inspirational speaker. I said, the dumbest thing you could ever say to one of those people. I said, really? You're living my dream. And he said, what? What any motivational, inspirational speaker would say. He said, well, hon, why aren't you living your dream? I was caught up on my work. I said, well, I just decided I'm going to go for it. I haven't really, I haven't put together a plan, but I'm going to do it. I am. He said, well, so what's your plan? I said, well, that was another dumb thing to say to a motivational speaker, right? I said, well, so far, I think I'm going to go back to school and get my PhD and write my book and get on Oprah. He said, you don't have to do that. I didn't do that. He said, what do you want to go talk about? So I told him. I was like, oh, you asked, I'll tell you. I told him everything I'd been studying, all the things I'd been up to, where my passion was. He listened to me very carefully, and he said, you got to go do this. You're supposed to do it. I believe so much that you should do this that I'm going to offer to help you. Would you like some help? Well, him being male and me being female, I thought, I bet you would like to help me, boy. So I said, no, thank you, but I appreciate the offer. The next morning I woke up and I realized, I was like, whoa, the opportunity came. I had been also trained and developed that when you really create that law of opportunity, one of your biggest jobs at that point in time is to make sure you don't say no when the opportunity opens up. Expressing self honestly, openly, clearly, and directly with compassion. Now, when I first started teaching this years ago, I had a group of about 60 people in a room one morning, and I gave that definition, and this guy's hand went up immediately like this. When their hands go up real fast, that means it's not going to be good. He looked mean and mad, like he's one in the communications industry. We refer to them lovingly as one of our prisoners. They're the person that's been mandated to the class because they've been very naughty at work, and someone slapped their hand and gave them the proverbial, you will attend a communication seminar. And not only did he look mad and mean, but he was mighty fine man, too. Real good-looking guy. Handsome. Like the perfect cross between G.I. Joe and Ken doll, just all wrapped up in one. There he was, mad, mean, and fine. And I had to call on him. I had to pretend like I didn't care, like I wasn't ruffled by it. But internally, I was fanning myself off quite well. Yes, I was. And I looked at him and I said, yes, sir. He said, ma'am, I'm in the heavy construction industry, and in that industry, there's no room for compassion. It's cutthroat, and it's big dollar deals. I said, sir, would you mind telling me what it is that brought you here today? Like, what's your goal for being in this class today? He said, sure, not a problem. I'm told quite frequently I lack tact. And I just looked at him and I said, sir, it might just be that compassion could be the perfect ingredient to put tact in your communication. You're going to need to find some way to convey warmth. You listen with your attention. Think about it. Your ears do their job automatically, don't they? Assuming you have good hearing. Listening is when we deliberately take 100% of our attention and put it over on somebody. Tune all the way into your attention. It was once said by a man named Harry Palmer that human attention is your most valuable commodity. You want to develop relationships? The best way to develop a relationship and a connection with a person is give them some of your attention. It's one of the biggest gifts you can give another person.